Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about the comfort cart and I'm going to do like a head to toe, everything you need to to the everything you need mostly, okay? To have a really peaceful passing at the end. And this is a great thing for caregivers to watch because I'm trying to make your life easier with some of the tools. I've cultivated the comfort cart from my experience as a nurse, my experience as a caregiver, and from all the things that, wow, I think are the most amazing inventions that I wish I would have thought of or had. Okay, we're going to start with the head. Okay, all right, let's do this. The DNR folder. If you are caring for someone that's dying and you're in your home, paramedics are trained to look on the refrigerator and grab the DNR folder. Otherwise, if a paramedic gets called and 911 is instituted, they are going to come and try to revive your person. DNR means do not resuscitate. If your loved one is at the end of their life and they want to die peacefully and they don't want cracked ribs and they don't want to go to the ER and they don't want to go in an ambulance, you make sure you have a DNR. They need to be renewed every 30 days, outpatient. Inpatient, it's every 24 hours. They're on a yellow form in the state of Florida where we live, and the doctor has to sign it, and it has to be complete and up to date for the paramedics to use this. So this needs to be on your fridge. But I went to the firehouse at the suggestion of my husband and talked to the paramedics. And the paramedics said, no, if we get called, we're not running to the fridge. We're running to where the person in distress is. So I'd like you to have two of these. One filled out, completely up to date, right with your loved one, so that the paramedics see this and honor it. And I want you to have one on the fridge in case they're going by the book and following the rule that you go to the fridge for one. So there's no discrepancies. Now, if your loved one is not a do not resuscitate and they want everything done and they haven't accepted that the end is coming, then go ahead and do not put these up, all right? So this is a great tool. I want you to know about it. So that's important. Later, I'm going to talk about some other things in another video. The When I'm Dead Now What peace of mind planning book, and some other wonderful tips and tools that I have that I want to share. But for this video, we'll focus more on the physical. Okay, so let's focus on eating. Number one, when someone is at the end of life, they cannot eat very much. That's the biggest mistake families make. They're thinking, oh no, they're not eating, they're not drinking, they're gonna die. Well, I'm sorry, but that's true. They are gonna die. And when you force them to eat, it can cause them to aspirate and to choke and to possibly die sooner than they were going to. So you don't want to force them to eat. Near the end, when they are still eating a little bit, I want to save you guys a lot of work. Changing the bed, changing someone that is, no pun intended, dead weight is exhausting, and you got to conserve your energy. Caregiving isn't supposed to be a one-person job, but so often it is. So this is a little bowl. I'm going to tell you, I got these at Target. I got them in the baby section. I tried really hard to find things without duckies and bunnies because you don't want to ever infantilize someone on their deathbed. The last thing they want is to have to rely on someone else or to feel like they're a baby or a burden. So these are just a nice blue color, but what's awesome, they have suction cups on them. So when someone's disoriented or not doing so well or not that coordinated, you've got a suction bowl. This prevents spills. It's wonderful, and it's small because they can't eat a lot. And then I have, well, I'm looking for them. We have baby spoons. That's a great thing to use because they can't eat a lot. So baby spoons, baby bowls, but get them plain so they don't feel like babies. Use sippy cups. They can't drink a lot. Sippy cups with straws. I also got this at Target. If for some reason you're giving them a meal with lots of different things, here's another suction bowl that has different sections. So that's just a tip for you. And you can use a variety, any kind of sippy cup that works for them. But they cannot drink a lot or eat a lot. They will eventually, at the end of life, the two things that will happen is they will not be able to swallow. They will not be able to bear weight or stand up, which I'm sure you know. This I love. I got it off Amazon. Again, we want to preserve integrity and dignity. So what it is, it's a bib, but it actually looks swag. I've spent a lot of time on Amazon and I've seen them that you pull over the head. I've seen ones that look very babyish. I would not want to be 80 years old and look like I'm a baby in a high chair. This one's kind of swag, see? And it even has a button. It's easy. It doesn't have to go over the head. You can slip it around the neck. It looks kind of, kind of swag. So I like this one. They have these on Amazon and they're like $9.99. I just think it preserves you from having them spill or drool or do anything on their outfit, because changing someone is really hard. And it's painful. If they're in pain, they don't want to be manhandled. And when you're tired, it's really hard. I know you guys know this that are out there doing this. So these bibs I love. They're washable, machine washable. That's just a tip for eating. Then oral care. When people are at the end, they're very dry and they're not taking a lot of fluids and their lips get chapped. They need chapstick. Their mouth gets really dry and it's hard to do brush their teeth and things like that. So what you can do, these oral swabs, they're also on Amazon and there's all kinds of different brands, but they're great. You dip them, you can dip them in some lemon water or just any water, and you can get in there. I hate to be gross, but this is the truth. There's all this dry, chapped like skin in there and on the lips and everything. You should be using these every few hours, doing oral care near the end of life. Those are wonderful to have. We also have Biotin oral gel for moisturizing inside of the mouth. This is a great thing to have on the comfort cart. And just, you really want to keep your person comfortable. And these are just things we just don't know. People taking care of people that are dying usually haven't done this before. So those are wonderful. I love that. Oh, I got a pack of 20 of these baby spoons at Target. So these are great to have for feeding little things like Jello, pudding, whatever. Um, this is something you may or may not want to have. Okay? You could create a monster. But what we want to do is conserve energy, okay? It's going to take a lot of energy for your loved one to call you from the other room. If you are a spouse caring for a spouse that's dying, you might be 80 years old yourself. Your hearing might not be so good. So having a bell, again, you can get these on Amazon between $5 and $10, is so helpful. It conserves your loved one's energy and you can actually hear them without them yelling, and gives you a little bit of peace of mind. Um, I don't think I have one on this cart, but an important thing to get is a baby camera. It's a baby monitor, or if you have a son, a grandson, anybody that can hook up a video camera in your house, and you can have a video camera on that loved one, and you can be able to see it from your phone or another apparatus that comes with baby monitors usually. You can get a baby monitor for like 50 bucks or less. It's such a peace of mind thing. If you want to go out in the yard, go to the mailbox, if you want to take a shower, being able to see them just gives such peace of mind. You're not scared. They're going to take their last breath while you're in the other room getting a coffee or going to the bathroom. It's a really great thing. So baby monitor, okay? Or security camera. Let's move on to the mobility. All right, lifting people is hard. We know that. So we have these things. They're called gait belts. They have handles on them. They're about $15 on Amazon. All different brands. This brand is called Viva, Vive. And what you do is you put this around your loved one. If you need to get them up, say you need to take them to the doctor or put them in a wheelchair or something like that, you're going to put the belt on them, around them. And then if they're sitting down in the bed or whatever, you've got leverage. I used to have to, when I was doing nursing and being a nurse's aide when I was younger, we would have to just like hold them, pull them up by the back of their pants. And sometimes the pants ripped. So this gets you a lot more leverage. You've got handles here. I think this is a great invention. I wish that I knew about it and had it many years ago. So it's a gait belt, and it gives you some leverage and something to hold on to. Okay? Now, another awesome invention that is so simple. I do not know why it wasn't around when I was a nurse, but it is many purposes. It is a repositioning pad. It is also a Chuck's pad that's washable. So, there's a lot of incontinence at the end. Whole bed changes and whole loads of laundry constantly are exhausting again. And it's a lot for the person to be manhandled to change the bed. This is a repositioning waterproof pad. It's got 8 handles. This one is 34 inches wide by 52 inches long. I like one that goes pretty much along the whole body. So you've got this, the person you lay this under them, and look at this. Say I was in a bed laying flat. This can pull me up with the handles. You've got handles on the side. Instead of just using a draw sheet, that's really hard to grab onto, especially if you've got hands that have arthritis. You've got this. You can roll the person pulling sideways. It's got a ton of handles. It's just the greatest invention ever. They're about 25 to 30 bucks, so it is an investment. I would suggest having at least 2 of these, one to wash, one to use. And actually, if you can have more than that, that's great. I have a caregiver lending library, and I do have a few of these in my caregiver lending library, which if you're in the Pensacola area, it is a free service that I have. People that have lost a loved one and have all kinds of great products left, they give me their things because they don't have anything to do with it. And I keep it in my caregiver lending library. And then when there's a caregiver that needs something, they can have it for free. So it's just kind of a caregiver support hub. If you need one, let me know. If you need it shipped, I do have to charge because I'm a one-man show and I am doing this all out of my own money, so I can't just pay for shipping. Sorry about that. Anywho, it's always nice to have rubber gloves when you're changing adult briefs. I do have a lot of those in my caregiver lending library too. I have extra large, medium, and I have an extra small pack. And some of them are not the nicest ones, and some of them are nice. And I have some boost ups too that I'll show you those in a minute. So you need gloves, barrier cream, very important. Any sore areas that look red or just in the perianal area down here, this is a very good thing to put on to protect skin from breaking down because bed sores are a huge thing at end of life. And there's also a thing called Kennedy ulcers where your skin is an organ and it's breaking down too. And even if you are taking excellent care of your loved one, sometimes you're going to see a Kennedy ulcer just pop out of nowhere. Please don't feel guilty. This does happen at end of life, but there is a lot you can do to prevent bed sores, and this is part of that, as well as repositioning and using lots of pillows and making sure the person is rolled around every few hours so that they don't get a lot of pressure in any one area on a heel or anything, because it's very hard to heal pressure sores, especially when your body is shutting down. So another great thing to have, it's very hard to get to the bathroom and to do showers. So we've got this no water shampoo and conditioning cap. This is awesome. You get these on Amazon. They are a little pricey, about $4 each, but you put it over their entire head. You massage it all in, and you don't have to rinse it or anything. And that's a way to get their hair washed. You can also do bed baths. Nothing is going to feel as good as a real shower, but sometimes that's just not possible. So you can do these for shampooing. You can do it right there in the bed, no mess. You can use dry shampoo. That's another thing. And I'm going to show you bathing wipes. These bathing wipes, oh my gosh, these are awesome. These are Ready Bath bathing cloths. pH balanced, hypoallergenic. Okay, these are not just wipies, all right? Let me show you how big these are. These are 8 by 8 inches, but there are some that I have that are 9 by 12 inches. They are cloths that they're disposable. They already have the soap in them. So you can actually give a pretty decent bath with these. These are actually on the smaller side. Um, this is an 8 by 8, but they have them that are 9 by 12 that are a really nice big size. And you can use these, you can get them wet. They do come moist, but you can get them wet even to lather up more and give a really decent bed bath with these and throw them away so you have less work. They can be a little pricey also, but anything to save your back and to keep your loved one at home. That is the goal, if possible. 9 out of 10 people want to die at home, and only about 5 out of 10 are able to, because there's just not enough caregivers and the resources to be able to stay at home. So these are excellent for bathing. And then last but not least, I think you all know about Chucks. Now, I prefer these washable pads. These Chucks move around sometimes. I do have a lot of these in my caregiver library too. These are better than nothing. They're waterproof on the bottom. I'm sure you've seen them in the hospital. You can use several of them if you need to. But these just go under the person in case there's leakage, which a lot of times there is leakage. Even if they're wearing Depends, they're not the best. They're going to leak. So you've probably all seen these Chucks pads if you've dealt with anyone that's been in a hospital for any length of time. I do have a lot of these in the caregiver lending library. If you need them, let me know, because they do help. They're better than nothing. And anytime you can prevent a bed change, awesome. That's a lot of work, we know. And then we've got boost ups, where these, I'm not going to open them, but what they look like is like a giant maxi pad. You put this in the Depend, you're going to have more chance of getting your loved one through the night without leaking, and you're going to have a better chance of getting more sleep too. So they just help your adult diaper or brief, Depend, whatever you want to call it. They help them absorb a lot more. So those are excellent to have. And then we've got just a package of, these are extra large OptiFit briefs. I think you've all heard of adult diapers or briefs, but I have several of these in my caregiver lending library as well. Again, if you need them shipped, you're going to have to pay for shipping, But if you live locally, let me know if you need these, and you are welcome to have them. So I hope that helps. Those are some of my favorite things that I wish I had and tips. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, or you can contact me through my Facebook page, Cynthia's Crossings, or you can also, this is Cynthia's Crossings End of Life Services YouTube. Contact me that way. Or you're welcome to go to my website, cynthiascrossings.com, and there's a way to contact me through the website. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope this was helpful. Any questions? Give me a contact somehow. All right?